Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who say he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you.
Welcome back to Talk That Talk with Meesh and Jay. I'm Meesh. To the left of me is my bro, Jay.
Y'all know that.
Look, if you are new here, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are true here, you already know what to do. Get your smokes, get your drinks, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Your ass should already be
Subscribe.
All right? Subscribe, y'all. We are back, and we are black. All right? Please. That's right. We want to thank you for those of you who subscribe. And if you're returning, we appreciate you. You don't have to smoke and drink. Okay, we're a Trending Topics podcast. You don't like a topic today, you like a topic tomorrow. So just stick with us and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, y'all.
Bing,
All right, bing. All right, but we in there like swimwear 2026, okay?
2026.
Oh, y'all, we got some stuff to talk about today. Some really important stuff going on. You know, we usually want to delve into the celebrity ratchetity, but it is important to Jay and I to discuss real world issues, real world topics is happening right now. It's some serious stuff going on, so I want to talk about definitely what's going on with ICE. It's a lot of ice cold business going on out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people getting murked and things. So, but before we jump into that topic, okay. Anything you want to talk about first before we delve into that?
All right. The NFL playoffs. A lot happened during the playoffs, y'all. If y'all team still in it, congratulations. You know what I mean? If they gone to Cancun, hey, don't you worry. They're gonna hold down Cancun for you. If you ain't gonna make it just now. But
the playoffs?
The playoffs, the football playoffs. No. What I mean by that is when you lose in the playoffs, you're going to Cancun. You're going fishing. You're no longer playing. You're on vacation.
Okay.
You don't want to be in Cancun.
You're on vacation. You ain't.
Even though you're going to be having fun.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be in Cancun.
Right.
But the big news of the football is, and those of you that Steelers fans and Baltimore Ravens fans, that both of your coaches, John Harbaugh for the Ravens, got fired. And why is this significant? Because a lot of coaches get fired.
Yeah.
About 8 coaches got fired.
8?
8. And it's 32
That's
teams.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they ain't doing what they supposed to do. That's just the nature of the beast when you're a coach of players. You know, the Ravens coach got fired, and Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he resigned from his job. Mm-hmm. And I knew he was going to do that because the fans kind of called for his firing.
Right.
and he's been around. And this is why it's so significant because both coaches for the Ravens and the Steelers been around damn near 18, 19 years respectively. Like they like the longest tenured coaches. Like they never got fired. They've been there for a long time. They've been winners. And all of a sudden it came down to this year. And the thing is, Pittsburgh and Baltimore are rivals. Okay. Just like the Redskins got.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So they always went at it. And for both those coaches to be leave and gone or fired or resign, or they say Thomas step down, this going to be is a different. Now they got to find a coach. Pittsburgh only had three coaches since 1970.
Oh, damn, just three.
Where the Skins had about at least 10, 11 coaches. You know what I mean? So that'll tell you how good Tomlin and John Harbaugh is, and most of the Steelers fans, and they understand. The Ravens fan, they kind of understand, but it's a lot of them like don't like it, do like it. But that's the big deal that's in the league right now. That took over the playoffs.
Yeah,
just took the focus off the playoffs. Really, is those two guys not being the coaches of Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens. So if you're a Steelers fan, you can tell us how you feel about it. Me, I'm a big Mike Tomlin fan. I'm not a Steelers fan, but I respect him because he was first of all, a racist guy, but he's a black coach.
Yeah.
A good black coach, and they thought he was going to come in and not do bad. And he actually won the Super Bowl. So, he's one of the best black coaches that there was, and I respected him for that.
Yeah.
And he always was a winner. His team never had a losing record. They may not have made the playoff a couple times, but they always had a winning record. You know what I mean? And he was great he was good as what he do. So, man, look, I feel sorry for y'all Steelers fans. I don't know who y'all gonna get. They was trying to say, hey, they're gonna both swap, like John Harbaugh go to Steelers and then Mike Tomlin go to Baltimore, and they still had a rivalry. But I don't know. The owner of Baltimore Ravens said, "Now you gotta talk to Tomlin," but I don't know because when Tomlin beat the Ravens at the end of the game, he kind of mocked the Ravens. It's like he did one of these. Kissed them goodbye, shit like that. And they like it. but all of a sudden, it stirred up some stuff. Yeah. And they rivals, you know what I mean? But now they like, I don't know, he not there. Should we'll take him? Yeah. Y'all don't like him. Y'all ain't like him all that time, but now they like, we'll take him.
We'll take him.
Yeah. But anyway, the playoffs is good. A lot of good teams in the playoffs. A lot of good things happening. Saturday night, Sunday night. I'm glad because I had things to watch. It's a 3-day weekend coming up. Martin Luther the King. I ain't got to work on Monday. I'm happy.
Martin Luther the King.
I ain't got to bowl on Monday. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
So coming Friday, I'm going to go bowling. After bowling, it's all my time. I ain't got to worry about nothing.
There we go.
So I'm going to be chilling.
That's right.
I'm probably going to find the best thing to eat.
Everything.
Oh,
just enjoy
man,
it.
I'm going to show out.
We got to take advantage of these times.
Yeah, I'm going to show out because between... After President Day, I'm talking about for me, government. I don't know about how y'all work. We got our next off day is President's Day. That's in February.
Yeah, we don't get that.
Right. Exactly. So you got to work all the way through until Memorial Weekend, and that's the next weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you don't take advantage of this holiday and all this little day off now, it's gonna be issues.
Facts.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I actually got some days I got to take off. I haven't taken off, so yeah. Yeah, because I'm gonna have me a vacation. Okay, I may not get the one day, may not get presidents, but I got some little time that I need to put in real quick.
Yeah, but I forgot. Remember last week we chose Super Bowl? Who was doing Super Bowl? I forgot who the hell I chose. So I got to go back on the last thing and see.
You supposed to predict anyway based off of what they did last week.
Oh, last week?
Yeah, you're supposed to have new predictions every episode.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to go back and see who I picked to see whether, and it probably wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
It was I want to say Buffalo and the Rams. I think I said the Buffalo and the Rams.
Okay.
I think, but I'm gonna go back. Hey, if y'all watch the last episode, tell me who I picked. Yeah, but other than that, good to go. I'm tired. I had a long day at work. Things happen. Mouths is open.
Mouths is open.
And
God.
blood in the water.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean?
I need to get that story.
You know what I mean? So, but we're going to move on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ain't the right Bruno boy. Y'all see Bruno right here? I don't know if y'all can see him.
Yeah, our co-host here.
He over here being nosy. Getting big, you know.
He is definitely getting big. He won now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, y'all. So look, just make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe when we get into this topic. All right. So this story that I'm about to bring up is a week old, and it's actually a couple stories because the other one is a bit older, but it's not really being talked about. But we're gonna talk about the first one, which is Renee Good. They say her name is Renee Nicole Good. She is from, well, she's not from Minnesota, but her and her wife was living in Minnesota, and they were a part of some observance. I don't know what the group is called. I don't think it was no domestic terrorist type of thing, like the way, you know, old boy, you know, Trump was trying to make it, but.
Well, you know, they're gonna light it up like that.
Yeah, make it like
they're gonna fire it up. They're gonna find a reason.
Yeah,
that's they domestic. You know, they're gonna do that.
She was simply her and her wife, along with other people who in the neighborhood, trying to look out for their immigrant neighbors, you know, or people who they feel that ICE was going and attacking, and it makes sense, you know. But just like how us black folk, you know, if you see another black person get stopped or pulled over for no reason, you want to watch. Right. You want to keep watch because you don't know what's going to happen to this person or what this is going to end up being. I mean, unfortunately, it's the type of society that we're in now, right? Well, unfortunately, Renee Good's services, you know, to her immigrant neighbors went left, you know, because she ended up being pow-powed in the face 3 times by an ICE agent. And the story goes a little something like this.
Okay, guys, a woman by the name of Renee Nicole Good was gunned down in Minneapolis by ICE agents. Now, as you guys know, ICE is in Minneapolis right now. Now, there's a few videos online. This one explains it the best. So you'll see these 2 cars blocking the way of these ICE agents. I don't know if that was her goal, but witnesses say that she was just observing. She also was not a target for the ICE operation. Now, in the video, you're going to see the ICE agents walking up to the car. They're telling her to get out the car. She doesn't get out the car. Instead, she puts her car in reverse and tries to flee. No! Now, after this, I'm going to continue the video slowed down. This is important because the narrative that is being pushed right now by Homeland Security, and they are calling this situation domestic terrorism, which is basically politically motivated violence. Now look at this. The car is reversing. He's telling her to get out the car, right? This cop gets in front of the car to block the way, right? She turns her wheels. If you look over here, he takes out his pew-pew, right? Now pay attention and look what direction the car is going. It's going that way. It's going that way. Now, right at this point, the ICE agent pew-pews Renee in the head. Now take a look over here. Look where his feet is. At this point, he's on the side of the car. It doesn't really look like he's in danger. Now, my question to the people, was her intentions to hit the ICE agent or was her intentions to flee?
She is out there. The story is the ICE agents are stuck in the snow. I don't know whether it was one ICE agent. I don't know if it was a couple or 2 or whatever. And but she's out there in the street honking her horn and basically a part of the protest, I believe. That's what it looks like from the video. She's in her car. Her wife is outside of the car, just kind of recording and, you know, I guess talking to different people or whatever. You know, I'm not sure all the deep details on what was going on this particular day that they had to be out there doing that, but they were. And so it just so happens at the start of the video, you see the wife speaking to an ICE agent, and then you see an agent that's, you know, using his phone to record Renee Good's car. Now, but Renee is waving people past. So, bro, she was sitting like perpendicular in the street. Mm-hmm. So her car was sitting, her truck was sitting perpendicular in the street. Mm-hmm. And there were ICE agents on the street, and she was waving them past eventually. After she was honking and chilling, they was trying to go by, she was waving them past. Now, the speculation is, because she was in her car. They wasn't harming anybody. And then she wasn't blocking the street so much that no one could get past. Right. Well, then this ICE agent, who was in another truck, looked like a pickup truck, something like that. He came, pulled up. She was trying to wave him around, but he ain't want to wave. He ain't want to go around. He get out his car. All right. And he go roll up, and aggressively roll up to her vehicle and start pulling on her door. Okay. And telling her to get out her car. So this is when her wife realizes what's going on, but she's talking to the other ICE agent. And then she turns around and realizes that her wife is scared. She's like, run, baby, run. Her wife take her car and she tries to back up a little bit so that she can make a right. So she does a far right to try to get around. But as she looks like she's about to go around, the ICE agent that's in front of her, not the one that was tugging on her door, but the one that was in right in front of the hood. Okay, but she was trying to meaning she did if she was going to run him now, because this is what they trying to say, that she tried to run him over. She didn't. She turned the shit out that wheel to try to go and make sure she didn't hit him, but unfortunately, he tried to make it out to be that that's what she was going to do. He shot her 3 times through the windshield, and then she ended up running into a light pole, and he murked her. Right? Sad story. Very, very, very sad story. I think it definitely made national news. Everybody's in the outrage, about it in Minnesota. So, if you are watching the episode, I'm sure you know a lot about it. It's been on the news or whatnot. But I do want to read what the governor, who was it, the governor? Yeah, Governor Walz had to say about it. No, it was the Minneapolis mayor, Jacob Frey, and he spoke publicly about it, right? And he said, Frey strongly disputed the federal narrative that the agent acted in self-defense, calling the characterization bullish, and demanded that ICE withdraw its forces from Minneapolis, arguing that their presence has caused chaos and distrust. He also urged peaceful expression of anger and solidarity with Good's family and community. The top thing that his Trump administration is looking for is an excuse to come in and militarize force to further occupy our streets and to cause more chaos. And to have this kind of civil war on our streets of America in a democratically run city, Frey told the AP, we cannot give them what they want. Okay, so Governor Walz has emphasized the need for a calm and complete investigation while also expressing Minnesota's collective grief. He acknowledged residents' anger and called for peaceful protest, community solidarity, even as the state and federal authorities wrestle over jurisdiction in the ongoing investigation. I want Minnesotans to hear this from me. The desire to get out in the protest and speak up to this administration on how wrong this is, that is patriotic duty at this point in time, but it needs to be done safely. Walz said in a press conference Wednesday, I feel your anger. I am angry. We want to show. We can't give it to them. Or they want to show, and we can't give it to them. Okay, and then Peggy Flanagan, she's a lieutenant governor, sharply condemned the Trump administration's response to the unaliving of Renee Good, rejecting claims that the ICE agent acted in self-defense and calling federal official statements lies and disgusting. Flanagan emphasized that Good should still be alive, pointing to a video and witness accounts that contradict federal narratives advanced by Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, and said that the incident has left Minnesotans grieving, angry, and convinced that ISIS presence has made their community less safe. Okay? So it says Senator Tina Smith said bystander video contradicts federal claims about the shooting and argued ICE agents escalated the encounter rather than de-escalating it, making the community less safe. Calling the response reckless, Smith said. What I saw in those bystander videos is nothing like what Secretary Noem or President Trump described, and added that it's difficult to trust a federal investigation when conclusions were asserted so quickly, even as Minnesotans grieve and protest peacefully. I'm only leaving it there, okay? I'm not going to read no more because I pretty much gave the gist of it. What do we think, bro? What do you think about what happened? Like, a lot of, people are divided now. The only reason why I'm telling you this, right, because there are some black folk, okay? The black folk had to speak. There are some, not I, but some, who are saying that they don't feel bad for the woman, that she was antagonizing the ICE agent, and she should have known better, just like any black woman would have known better, any black man would have known better than to be out there messing with them folk. Okay?
I mean, I agree with that.
You do agree with that? Okay.
I agree with that. I mean, it can go both ways. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm out there and I'm watching this ICE thing. I think this whole ICE thing is it's like I'm 50-50. It's needed but not needed. The aggression that they showing is not needed. All this running up on people, chasing people in their homes and their businesses, doing stuff like that. No, it's not needed. First of all, I heard that they done unalive 35 people. That's what I done heard. We only heard about certain ones.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? We only heard about certain ones. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're doing more than what they're supposed to do. I done heard that they done snatched up a black man, snatched him up, thinking and asked him up, threw him in the van, asked him a bunch of questions and all that, took him off somewhere, and found out that he was a citizen, and then actually threw him out the van 8 miles away down the
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, but they are.
They doing wild stuff.
Very wild.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, as for the YT that was their lady, get out their way. Leave them alone. If you want to peacefully protest, do it on the side. Don't get up in their face. Don't antagonize them. Don't cuss them out. Don't be doing wild stuff. Leave them alone. Because they going to get you. Even though you said that they don't care, most of these ICE people is breaking the law.
Mm-hmm.
They breaking the law.
For sure.
But don't mess with them. Just leave them alone. If they ain't bothering you, don't bother them.
And that is our natural setting as black folk. We've learned already about that. We've learned already not to tarry where we don't belong. We understand from watching Set It Off, with the AP project. Yeah. All it took was dude to have AP on the back of his head and a wine bottle in his jacket to get powed all in cold blood. Mm-hmm. Okay, and he ain't did nothing. Good boy. Headed to college. What I'm saying is that although, rest in peace, Renee Good, I do feel bad for her though, because
you got to. My man he still, regardless, he had no business pulling the trigger on that. On that lady. No, if he didn't see a gun or anything like that, it was no need. He could have moved out the way.
But he had no right to even make her get out of her vehicle. See, that is the part. He's not a cop. You are an ICE agent. Yeah. She's a US citizen.
Right.
What are you aggressively running up to this woman's vehicle for? Pulling on her. So what you was going to do, if her door was unlocked, was snatch her
and slam her to the ground or to the car.
And a woman?
Tripping.
A woman. Come on now. Come on.
And who was giving y'all the authority to do that?
And that's my question.
Mm-hmm.
That's my question. Who's talking to y'all? Are y'all having meetings and what is being said here? Because I'm not just saying this is not the first, like I said, this is not the first time now. I'm hearing other things and I'm seeing a lot going on. Like people are taking videos of y'all beating people up, literally, and they US citizens.
With masks on.
Yeah, going around in masks, hauling US citizen out. And then even if you are sending people, even if you are catching the right people, do you have to be aggressive about it?
Right.
I mean, they on there slamming people. They acting like, what is this, a wrestling match? Like, you can ask someone to get out their vehicle without opening their door and taking them and throwing them to the ground. The Renee Good situation didn't need a gun. It didn't need it. You didn't need a gun for that. And one, they had the license plate. Right. So, if anything, they could have tracked her down. Here's the thing, though. They wouldn't have had a right to.
No.
She was lawful. Yeah. She was where she should. Now, okay.
They didn't have traffic. Yeah. No traffic stop or no regular police.
What I am going to throw out there is that, like the governor mentioned, if you are going to protest, You definitely should do it safely. I don't like the rhetoric that some of my own people have, only because they're like, well, we don't feel bad. I think as a humanist, we should understand that this is for everybody. We've been knew that. I mean, other than the fact that, okay, now it's kind of showing us that the tides are turning, meaning that would have always been us.
Right.
That black woman, honestly, I don't even know if she would have even had the chance to even press on the pedal. Or if it was a black man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. They would have bust the window and probably dragged him through the broke window. I mean, who knows how far it would have went. But what I do think is, why, if she's a U.S. citizen, you had no right to detain her. Why not just let her drive off? And then there are some people saying that, oh, well, he felt threatened, his life felt threatened. How? She ain't have a gun. She was a woman. She ain't had no tactical gear. Y'all the one with the guns.
So let me ask something. And I ain't following more farther after that. Did anything happen to my guy? So mostly like if a regular police officer shoots somebody, they get pulled off the force or they get suspended, no pay or investigation. Did anything happen to this man?
I'm about to see.
Or did he get to go on and keep on chasing people down and stuff like that? That's what I want to know. Because if he's not a real cop, then he criminally killed somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he unalived her, and it should have been considered a smirk. Okay, it should have been considered the red rum. Okay, honestly, actually, I'm about to look right now
and
to see.
The family need to press charges.
I'm about to look right now.
Somebody. Well,
they say legally it can't be done until it goes to trial and he's found guilty or something. That's what they say.
So find out, because then that means they did get him or lock him up or something. How you gonna go to trial unless somebody don't sue him or they lock him up?
Right. No, hold on. I don't need that. That's not what I want.
You try it.
I know. ICE officer involved in Renee Good's unalive and suffers internal bleeding report.
So they trying to throw something in there.
Now you know. How? The immigration and customs enforcement officer who shot or pow a Minneapolis woman last week reportedly suffered internal bleeding after being hit by her vehicle. Did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw the video.
Did it look like she hit him? And even if she did, even if what he was all up on her vehicle, he walked to her vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
He rolled up on her vehicle. That's like anybody know, like, why are you rolling up on her vehicle? Now, okay, all right, let's be fair about it. Had it been either me or you, we would have not moved, correct? We would have not moved. But also, we got the black people training. We know what we can and cannot do. We are not afforded the ability to walk up to a cop or anybody of the government. F you! Suck your mother! Shut my head! Suck it! Fuck it! Not that she was doing all that, but I'm just saying we are not afforded that. So do I understand that it didn't have to happen? Because I know that's a lot of people's rhetoric. Like, okay, she was out there antagonizing. Her and her wife was talking shit. She should have just let him take her out the car. But my other thought is fight or flight, right? If you watched the video and you saw how the ICE agent hurried up out his truck and walked over to her aggressively, I'm sure she was afraid. She was so scared she didn't even have enough time to let her wife in the passenger side of the car, because her wife was trying to like get in the car and she couldn't. Mm-hmm. And then that's when she said, "Run, baby, run!" And then that's when she, you know what I'm saying?
Try to peel off.
Yeah, and I know her wife feel bad because she like, dang, if I ain't tell her to run, she probably wouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know,
move the vehicle.
Wouldn't have moved the vehicle. You know. To my next point, him powing her as she was driving. How do we know who wasn't nobody in the street right there? She hit a pole. That could have been a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that could have been done different on her part? Absolutely. But she clearly was used to being out there because she felt like she was doing it for a good cause. And when people are passionate about things and feel like they're doing it for a good cause, she really wasn't thinking about that. She said, like in the beginning, I saw one video where she was like dancing in her car. Like she was happy to be out there, and powering through it for some reason. I'm sure her goal wasn't to hit this man at all.
Hell no. No, I don't think so.
You was all up on her ride. And then didn't even have a right to do so because you're not a cop. You're not a police officer. You're supposed to be detaining immigrants.
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
Yeah.
You ain't no cop.
You know what I'm saying? Detaining immigrants. Now, rest in peace, Renee Good. They raised a lot of money for her family. She got 3 kids, too. So, rest in peace. They raised a lot of money. I don't believe that this man was hit by the car hard enough for him to get internal bleeding. That's just my belief.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe he was, but I think that in the way she was turning that wheel, she couldn't have hit him. He wanted to be hit, if anything. You get what I'm saying? He was all up on. He wanted to be hit. Multiple outlets are citing the US. So basically, he got away with it.
That's crazy.
Jonathan Ross, who was accused of fatally pound with Renee, suffered a reported torso injury when he was struck by her SUV. Now, struck is crazy. Struck is crazy. Struck is
yeah.
Not you slowly turning. She didn't even back up fast and go. It was a slow burn.
She ain't peeled the tires or nothing, huh?
No. I ain't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to go and she like, look, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm so confused so nothing happened to the man. He nothing happened to the man. He good. He at home recovering from his fake injury, supposedly.
Disgusting.
Okay. He could have backed. There's so many things the cop could have done differently too to avoid putting himself in harm's way. Even though I'm sure she wasn't trying to harm him, she got scared by the other ICE agent and tried to leave. She wasn't even thinking about you. So you unalived her, dude. Period. He unalived her. Now, with that being said, there is a lot of talk going on because they're like, okay, all right, fine. We know about Renee Good. What about Keith Porter? So Keith Porter is from Los Angeles, okay? New Year's Eve night. He had an AK-15. Do you know what that looked like?
No.
The AK-15?
No, I'm sure I got an idea.
Okay, well, your boy had an AK-15 and he was doing what people do on New Year's Eve, shooting it up in the air, celebrating New Year's. Not my particular activity or practice, That's why I stay in the house on New Year's because honestly, I don't really know how that works. But yet again, I'm seeing a lot of people say that this is like a tradition. And a lot of people do like to shoot their guns in the air.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
Yeah, on New Year's Eve. Well, this particular ICE agent lived in the same neighborhood, area, whatever. He hears it. He goes outside. He announces himself, supposedly, and asks him to put his weapon down. Policing a man off duty.
Keith Porter Jr. was a 43-year-old black father of 2 girls. On New Year's Eve, he was celebrating at his own home, and like thousands around the country, we understand that he may have stepped outside of his home and fired a celebratory shot in the air, which many, many people do and which is widely acknowledged by city officials. His apartment complex is fairly large, and an ICE agent lived in that complex who went inside, put on his tactical gear, came back outside, and shot Keith Porter dead in front of his own home. The family has been told nothing. There's not been a word uttered by the mayor of the city. Almost no elected official here has said anything. We know that we've been demanding the name of the ICE agent who killed Keith Porter. We've gotten nothing. We've demanded an arrest. An arrest has not been made. We've made demands of the district attorney that charges be filed. He basically said he doesn't intend to do anything. And so the community is going to have to mobilize.
Off duty. He's an African American man. Now, I don't know what this ICE agent looks like. I don't think they released his name just yet. But he asked him to put his weapon down. Of course, I'm sure that they called the nickname is Pooter, but his name is Keith. You know, I'm sure he's like, who are you to tell me to put my weapon down? And all I'm doing is, you know, okay, you know, he like, you know, and yeah, pride. You know, I get it. But the ICE agent shoots him and unalives him as well. Off duty. Yet again, another US citizen doing his own thing. He don't know who you are, Slim. You rolled up on him. Mm-hmm. And you shot him. Why? And then it's like, I think the whole main rhetoric everybody talk about is like, okay, and we all know what that's about. Why is there so much attention to Renee Good's situation and it's not enough? Meaning it didn't make the news. Mm-hmm. You know, there wasn't enough uproar in regards to this ICE agent not only being in the wrong, you know, unaliving him, but also being off duty and unaliving someone and actually getting away with it. You know, the man had 2 daughters, you know, and his daughter definitely came out and spoke out. You know, it's sad. It's very sad. This really brings me to why I want to let everybody know that I get it. We do want to a lot of us want to make this a black and white thing and say, oh, you know, like we know that they don't care about Black lives. We understand that. But we all need to start really thinking about what they're doing with everyone's life at this point. Us as black folk, we already know what happened. All you gotta do is make a shit. Do this. Put your hand in your pocket. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Okay, reach for your wallet. They tell you when they got reach for your wallet. You can do that and get towed up.
Better not.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, so you gotta know what we can't just reach for our wallet. You know how let it be in the YT. They be like, I'ma sue your ass, and go and get their shit and hands out and all that. I'ma sue your ass. Black folk, we gotta be like, okay, so you did tell me to get my wallet. Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah.
That I get my wallet?
I'm reaching down my right hand. Look, it's in my left pocket. Hey.
Matter of fact, you sure you don't want to reach for it?
You go get it yourself. I'm keep my hands right here.
Please don't shoot me, nigga. Please. That's how we gotta be. So that's I get why our people is so like unconcerned about this situation with Renee Good, and then want to pinpoint the whole Keith Porter, because it is like rest in peace, Keith Porter as well. I mean, he was minding his business. Now, I don't know what an AK-15 looks like, and I'm rather afraid of weapons like that. But what I can say is he was minding his business. It wasn't like he was out robbing people with it. He literally was just enjoying his night for New Year's Eve, for goodness sakes. What are y'all as ICE agents? That's what we got to think about. What are they being told here?
Why are they even out there at the time of night anyway?
Well, he was crazy. No, because he was on duty.
I'm talking about him. Yeah, I'm talking about the ICE dude.
The ICE dude? He came out there because he heard the gunshots.
Oh.
Trying to police shit off duty.
Minding somebody else's business.
Minding somebody else's business.
You're not even on the clock.
And he's not on the clock. And you're not a cop. Okay, that rhyme. You're not even on the clock, but also you're not a cop. Okay? Call the real popo and let them know.
That's right.
Hey, I'm hearing a lot of gunshots. It sounds like a machine gun, some type of shit outside. I don't want to have to go out there. It's New Year's Eve and having me a drink. Y'all gonna handle that? You know what I'm saying? That's all you had to do. Why we had to go take a light?
Too much like right, man.
Too much like right.
They don't want to do that.
Or mind your business.
You want to be a hero.
But because you an ICE agent, and this is what I mean. Whatever this ICE agent word means, like whatever they're being told in their meetings and stuff, they get their little huddle. What did they gassing y'all up to go out there? What do y'all got a quota? What is like a kill quota or something? See, this is what we gotta think about. You know how cops, police have quotas when they go out there to get tickets and stuff? You know?
Say, an ICE agent is a federal law enforcement officer with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. What that got to do, what does Customs and Immigration got to do with you out there worrying about what somebody is shooting on New Year's Eve?
Nothing. It has nothing to do with it, actually. Nothing.
Why are you standing in front of somebody's truck saying God knows what? It ain't got nothing to do with Customs and Immigration.
You're supposed to be dealing with the immigrants. And even then, dealing with the immigrants, you shouldn't be aggressively dealing with them. But now, y'all not only aggressively dealing with them, you're aggressively dealing with US citizens. And then your boy just okay with it. Your boy just like, oh yeah, she's a domestic terrorist. So ICE agents, police officers, federal, whatever, if you anything like a cop, it's okay for you to unalive people, you can get away with it. But all you gotta do
Go ahead.
No, all you gotta do is look like you did something and it's okay, and you a domestic terrorist too.
So it says the powers and limitations of the ICE agents.
Let's hear it.
Arrest authority. ICE agent can arrest individuals suspected of immigration violations. Warrants. They generally need a judicial warrant to enter private spaces in homes or workplaces, but can enter public areas without one. Identification. Federal law requires agents to identify themselves as immigration officers when making an arrest, but they might use arrests to gain entry, according to ACLU, whatever the hell that means. Yeah, you know, I don't. None of this is warranted. None of this stuff that we discussing right here.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
Yet again, U.S. citizens we talking about here.
It's that their focus is on arresting and removing non-citizens. Why are you messing with citizens?
That part. If there's some type of secret motive, secret agenda, I mean, because clearly they it's pretty much a legal organization. ICE must be a crew.
Oh man,
y'all crew now? Y'all gang out here? That's what it's giving.
Like in the movies.
Yeah.
Not in the movies. They had that one. It's all remind me of a little bit of what's my man Denzel joint. What's it?
Oh, you talking about Training Day?
Training Day, when they had that crew of cops. They were bad, but they were cops.
Yep.
That's the kind of remind me of.
Just saying, it's giving that. It's giving that we a gang, and it's giving we got a quota, right? Y'all out here with a quota, so it's not enough to collect the immigrants. And even if it was an immigrant that was unalive, that's wrong. That's 100% wrong too, because your job is not to unalive them. Your job is to go ahead and ship them back. That's just the situation. You know what I'm saying? And peacefully. No, I've seen online how they breaking in people's houses with no warrant. I heard they're supposed to have a warrant.
Oh yeah, they cannot enter.
Using battering rams on people's doors. But and y'all didn't even present the warrants.
They're never getting a warrant.
Yeah,
they're not getting a warrant.
Just snatching people up.
Going to people place of business and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So that's my question. So I think we got a little bit of thinking about that. I get it. I get people want to not stand together, but I think it's coming down to the wire in the world where we got to understand that this is starting to become more of a humanity thing. You know, I get it though. Like I said, what Renee Good did, that's not something a black folk would have done. Now, I feel like Keith Porter was thrown off guard. It's New Year's Eve. I get it. He wondering in his mind, who is this? Who are you to tell me to not, go on with my activities for the night? You know what I'm saying? Now here's what the ICE agent did to get off. He said that the dude fired 3 rounds at him before he had to shoot him. That's what he said.
What's the proof?
Exactly.
They don't wear the cameras, do they?
No. But see, in the Renee Good situation, he was using using his cell phone to record.
The ICE agent.
No, I guess they don't even have the police don't have body cam. That's right. Yeah. Or if anything, there may be some kind of body cam footage. I didn't look as deep to see, but I know that they said that the cop was using the cell phone. So he must didn't have a body cam on, or if he did have one, it was off. Y'all, we really gotta start thinking, man, because this is getting dangerous now. They're dragging US citizens, and don't get me wrong, even if they're not a US citizen, they're still a human being. Why are you taking and busting people's windows and dragging them and macing them and hurting their eyes and doing it in front of their dogs and their children? And y'all, it's like, what? For what? They ain't done nothing wrong. Get the real criminals out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we have people up at the top condoning this nonsense. It's okay. No, you don't. That lets you know right now how cared about we are as humans. If we got to be good with it, or are we domestic terrorists? It's a thin line. It's that thin. We got to be good with everything, or we domestic terrorists. You get that? And neither one of those people were domestic terrorists. Renee Good was just trying to help, and Keith Porter was just trying to mind his business and live his life. Live his life. That's it. Now. I'm a little curious about what an AK-15 looked like, because I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a big gun. But yet again, if the man stayed inside his house, he wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Nothing would have happened there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was getting hurt. You ain't see that nobody got murked. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing this Keith Porter guy was a really good guy. His mom spoke out on his behalf. Yeah, and can't you have those without? I heard that there's certain weapons you can have without getting a license.
Yeah.
So
there's certain states too, like Arizona.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can have something like the AR-15 and stuff like that without having a license to have it, because it's a big weapon and whatever. Mm-hmm. And this was Los Angeles, so I don't know what the gun laws are in Los Angeles, but I can tell you what, he unalived that dude, and he deserves jail time. Or more. Mm-hmm. Same thing that happened with Renee Good. It's terrible that this is where we've come. Watching these people get dragged, beat up, maced, all that, unwarranted at that. I ain't seen an ICE agent yet get stolen in the face or drop kick.
Right.
Pow pow. No, they just out here just thugging it out. Doing what they want to do, living, getting it how they live, and murking people. They should ought to be ashamed of themselves.
It's just crazy is you don't see them going up in the hood.
No.
They're in their house.
Yeah.
They run around all these other spots where they can get away with things.
Mm-hmm. Where they get away with certain stuff. Mm-hmm. Because in the hood, other people that had to get, he'd have been, especially that off-duty one. Mm-hmm. Now, the one on duty, he might have had a little bit more leeway, but that off-duty one, it would have happened to him quick had there was somebody else around. You know what I'm saying? Who would have, who saw what he was doing.
Yeah, because remember how Trump had his little part where he was sending out the cops to. Remember they had the little takeover, the Trump takeover. He had the cops going in the hood, and them youngins, them YNs was housing them. They were housing them. So imagine ICE agents trying to go over there.
Yeah.
Man, they dragged them right on out of there. Mm-hmm. They know better. Mm-hmm. Definitely know better than that.
Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is they're also blaming. They're saying, "Oh, the far left." They're blaming the Democrats and saying that they are what you call hyping them up and telling them to murder. Not Lord, what I'm not supposed to say that word. Unalive ICE agents.
Right.
Them people just want to protest. People are not out there trying to unalive them people. Okay, just do y'all job the right, correct way.
Right.
Stop, but see, now it's worse. And people online, well, they just threw bricks at them, and they just threw frozen water bottles. Well, that's what happens. And I know every ICE agent is probably not a bad ICE agent, just like every cop is not a bad cop. At the same time, y'all looking like a gang. So,
big time gang.
A big time gang. A gang who been sent to not only do, like, it's kind of like underneath. Yeah, y'all going to go get the migrants, but underneath it all, y'all goal is to depopulate. Maybe. I mean, it just seems a little that way, You could just say, what, 35 people?
What you mean?
A guy on the line?
Oh, yeah, about round. Yeah.
And I know for some people that don't sound like a lot, but those are 35 bodies.
Yeah.
And they were just allowed to do it. That's a lot for a gang, man. Sad. It really is. It's sad. So, y'all, I think we need to really watch out. I think calling us, calling the migrants, calling US citizens domestic terrorists, that's dangerous. That's dangerous rhetoric. When we already know who the domestic terrorists, you terrorizing the domestics here. Y'all the domestic terrorists. Not us. So, yeah, this is pretty sad. I don't like it. Unfortunately, I hate that Keith Porter's story didn't get more play. I really do. I feel like, but guess what? What do we expect? What more do we expect? But y'all, there are GoFundMe's out here for these people. So,
say 32 deaths. Yes, there we
have 32.
32 See? As of in 2025.
That's crazy.
That's not. And then what did that death for the lady happen in 26 or 25?
26.
Well, see, one. And then what about the other guy?
New Year's Eve. It happened on I guess after the ball drop.
Right.
Or it just happened. I seen a video. One lady was going to the doctor, Lord, and got herself dragged out the car by them and dragged. And I think she was a U.S. citizen.
That's why I carry, like, in my wallet, and of course, I got a passport. Mm-hmm. I got a passport card, and I keep that on me.
Me too. I keep
because of course, you got your ID, but the ID not saying, hey, you a U.S. citizen, even though they could maybe fix it and say have it on your license say U.S. citizen. But if not, get a passport card that's worth it. Carry that around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because it's saying, hey, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
So they want to pull up on me. Bam! Let's take a look at that. Get the hell out of my face.
Exactly. But that's if they're not being aggressive first.
Yeah, right.
Because it seems to me they're not even giving people a chance to prove that they're a U.S. citizen.
Well, some of them hard a passport or birth certificate.
That's true.
Nobody walking around with stuff like that.
Not usually, no. Most people, especially if they got a book, is at home.
Yeah.
And they don't use it until they travel.
Exactly.
Until they need
it's locked up. Like my book stay locked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, well. Y'all.
The times we live in.
We're in some really weird times, but me and Jay had to come and deliver it. I had to because we don't just talk about celebrity topics. We like to talk about what's going on in the world, too, to let y'all know we care about that as well. Mm-hmm. We're all human, and I think that's where my mindset is about it, is that, I hate what happened. I hate seeing what's online, what's going on in Minnesota, and what may spread to other places, y'all. So please keep in mind about that, okay? And, yeah. YTs, get like us black folk. Y'all can go out there and protest. Remember when Martin Luther King Day coming? Yep, remember what he said? Non-violent, non-violent.
Mm-hmm. Peaceful.
Peaceful. I mean, don't get me wrong, because Malcolm X was like, at all costs. I know what Malcolm X said. But we not in them times. We got to fight clean. Mm-hmm. Renee Good, she didn't fight dirty. I think as a woman, she was just trying to get away. And I think as a male, as a human, that ICE agent should have respected that.
Right.
Especially because she was not anyone he was supposed to be targeting. Okay? He should have left that woman alone and let her go home. In court, even the wife not being able to get into the vehicle should have been proof that she was in a panic.
Right.
And therefore his ass should be locked up. And that's just what I got to say about that. Okay? Any last word?
Man, just be safe. Enjoy y'all long weekends if you got one. And be safe out here because things is happening. The wheels are in motion.
All right, y'all. Look, if y'all enjoyed this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. All right. Please hit the notification bell for further content. Like I said, we do celebrity topics, mostly trending, but it definitely world news. So this is one of our special episodes, to be honest, because I've been very, it's impacted me emotionally and everything, just looking at what's going on. So y'all, please, if y'all enjoyed it, just make sure help us out. We need 1,000 subscribers as well. So look out for your girl. Look out for your boy. All right. I'm Meesh. To the left me is my bro Jay.
Yeah, boy.
Peace.
I don't blame anybody. I'm not negative. Like, I have a wonderful spirit. You know what I'm saying? I love for it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep on doing it because that's just the way of life. I love God. I am a very godly person. And that's how I'm going to continue to live my life. I got 2 beautiful young little girls out here, and I'm going to raise them the way that I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I pray. I talk to my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Talk to God, family. Because at the end of the day, that's all I really got.